Like most episodes of Pinball Opinions, I'm just going to take a quick game or two to wait for people to come in, because this time I know my mic is on. Also partly joined again by the usual asshole.
Hello.
Darn. Okay. So, now that I've done my typical wait once for people to show up thing, arms, 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 arms.
Hi.
So, newest ARMS Direct. Holy shit, there's a lot to unpack from it. Ugh. This time I have good reason to be playing with my devices. It didn't feel like it was only 20 minutes long. Like, yes, the video itself felt like it was 20 minutes long, but it felt like it had way more information than a video that is just 20 minutes long. So, Nintendo has done me a small bit of a favor. And by me, I mean everyone, because this is just something you should do these days. Where, in their description, they just sort of went and put in order what all they were talking about in the Direct, and the timestamp for each of them. Well, on mobile, timestamps don't fucking matter, because YouTube seems to want to rather take away functions from PC instead of giving mobile the same functions PC does, because YouTube is stupid like that. I don't get it, but, you know, hey, whatever. It's, I guess, fine, maybe? It's something I'll understand eventually, I suppose. Hello, Ladry. So, with all of that said, let's get going into this. So, the first thing on our agenda is that they opened the video with a bit of a lore dump, which was nice. I didn't think this game would actually have any kind of story, or at least nothing beyond the typical Versus Fighter arcade story. We all know what the Versus Fighter arcade story looks like. But no, it actually has a bit of a story to it. It seems that in the world of ARMS, the arms themselves are some kind of genetic mutation. in the sense that, like, they're just... X-Men, I guess, is the easiest comparison to make. Sort of like X-Men, but everyone has kind of the same power, just different derivatives of it. And a lot of people, they talk about how a lot of people just kind of wake up one day and they can stretch and boingo. Sure, why not, I guess. Let's go with that. No one knows why the fuck it happens, it just does. Then they restated, like they do in pretty much every ARMS video Nintendo makes, about how ARMS works. I'm not covering that. As for the fighters, I won't be talking about ones we've already seen in that much detail. Also, they sort of split the roster in two halves in separate parts of the video. I'm just going to talk about all of them now, going down the list in the order they gave. So, Springman, I think we know everything there is to know about Springman. I'll give a small refresher of each fighter. Springman, he's a thing. He gets bonuses if you're losing. To my knowledge, only character with a direct comeback mechanic. Depending on what you can't master Mummy's thing, but I'll talk about him later. His weapons are they're alright. He doesn't have any gimmicky weapons. He has a typical spinner, a typical punch. I don't think Springman has a counter. He has a deflect mechanic instead of a counter one. Springman also has his triple shot. I think Springman is the one that we've seen his loadout change the most out of anybody. They like the idea of Springman having his punchers, and they like the idea of him having the boomerang. I've seen them change the third one a couple times. Part of me wonders if the arms unlock mechanic was actually just their way of hiding the fact that they're indecisive about him. And a few other characters, most likely. Then we have Mechanica. So it was confirmed, not that it needed to be, that Mechanica is in fact in power armor. Her little lore bit, going back to Springman a little bit, every character has a lore bit. Springman's lore bit basically made him out to seem like the little Mac of the game. I guess both an underdog and sort of the poster boy that the kids look up to, because all of his mechanical gimmicks basically come down to him being a stubborn motherfucker, which is portrayed as determination in this case. Thankfully, not the variation of determination that involves directly screwing around with save files. We're not getting into that game today. That's another big thing to unpack. One of these days I will Let's Play Undertale. One of these days, and most people won't like how I'm going to do it. Going back to Mechanica. So, we kind of already knew everything there was about her. She's not she can't spring. I believe it said in it, if I remember right, which it should be because I just fucking watched it, that Mechanica is the only character in the game that doesn't naturally stretch, hence the power suit. And she just sort of joined in because I looked up to all of you, so instead of waiting around to go springy, I just made a springy. Her loadout is basically the same thing we've been seeing for a while. Her loadout wasn't remarkable to me. Maybe because I don't plan on playing her? Her jetpack mechanic looks like it's cool, though. Her jetpack mechanic is probably going to be the funnest thing to play around with. Then we got Ninjara. So, we've seen his gimmick a few times before, but they really expanded upon it here, where his thing is that he pretty much has a one-frame dodge with genuine iframes to it. I suppose this game every dodge has iframes, but his is legit one frame by the looks of it. His little lore bit pretty much comes down to, I'm your stereotypical ninja dude from Secret Ninja Clan. Oh well, that's a thing, I guess. Why not, right? Ninjara's loadout. I don't know how to feel about his loadout. It seems... Part of me, I'll admit, just kind of automatically associates the chakrams to him. What I do like is that his loadout seems to be very heavily based around curving weapons, which is nice. So he seems like he could be very tricky, going just off of base character and not further unlockables throughout the game. Then we have Master Mummy. Master Mummy. I like Master Mummy, I really do. He's pretty much the slow but strong done right, in the sense that he doesn't really care about hits done at all. And when he's guarding, he can heal. I don't know if there's a limitation to this. They sort of make it sound like there isn't a limitation to this. So I'm expecting a lot of Master Mummy players to just turtle. Which, okay, I'd kind of do that myself. But, I should actually be playing this while talking. I'm sorry, guys. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. And most of his weapons... Oh, yeah, grab spam. That's a good way to deal with it. Oh, does grab spam does go through guards in this game, right. And a lot of his weapons are big and heavy like he is. He's one of the few weapons or characters that has a non-elemental weapon in the form of his main Megaton thing, which, do you know, that's kind of cool. Non-elemental weapons are actually pretty neat. I can... Oh, if you want to talk about grab spam, we'll talk about grab spam later. But, what is it? Oh, grab spam especially for, people who don't use motion control, because I've heard that the motion control is actually better than analog controls, as far as, like, actually getting your character to do things. Tangenting, getting distracted. No, I think I was pretty much done with what there is to say about Master Mummy. So, then there's Kid Cobra. I don't really know what to say about Kid Cobra. We weren't really given information on him. He's slippery. Sure. Also, his trailer seemed very... It also showed off a stage that I wasn't familiar with. Yeah, he does have the slide. That does seem to be his main thing, but my problem with him is that the stage they decided to show him off on gave me personally a lot of misconceptions about what he's supposed to be, because there was the saucer thing he had that the opponent also had, but they didn't always have, and then there was the... Yeah. No, it really doesn't. Kind of makes me sad. I wish they would have talked a little bit more about him. The only thing I really know about King Cobra is he has the slide, and his lore thing talks about him being in extreme sports. Also, Master Mummy's lore thing, I forgot to mention that. Master Mummy's lore thing. Missing family? They sort of talked about him having lore. Well, yeah, actually, that is a good way to say it. They talked about Master Mummy having lore. They didn't say what the hell his lore actually was, as far as I can tell. And then, let's see, what was the next person they talked about? Oh yeah, and then there was Ribbon Girl. So, all this time, I was actually unaware of the fact, like, I knew that Ribbon Girl had the double jump. I didn't know that she could mid-air jump indefinitely, which I thought was really, really cool. Sure, she can't vertically climb indefinitely, but it felt sort of like a Mechanica Mini, I guess. And her entire lore thing, I can basically, is it only limited to 4 jumps? Kind of seemed to me like they were talking about how she has how she can just keep jumping, but she'll lose more height each time. So maybe 4 is the cutoff, I don't know. But yeah, Ribbon Girl's lore I didn't care for that much, because from what I remember of her lore, I can pretty much sum it up with, go girl power! Oh, okay, whatever. Next character. I do like her confetti, though. Her confetti arm, I think, is actually pretty great. I like the design of it. And Wind Elemental Light Weapon is interesting because of what Wind does. And then there was Min Min. Okay, Min Min's great. I love Min Min so much. She just wants to advertise her fucking I'm getting there, Lidri. I'm going in their order. Min Min is great. She just wants to advertise for her ramen shop. And I love it so much. I would go to Min Min's ramen shop. Her dragon arm is great. I love her dragon arm. And Min Min's the one with the counter you were mentioning earlier, Lidri. That is true, Machiruda. Min Min is ramen goddess. Praise be to Min Min. So that we may have blessed ramen for our daily meal. I wonder if 4chan has already made, like, the wandering ramen goddess Min Min something something if you don't say meme, or you'll get blessed ramen, but only if you say insert meme. I'm sure 4chan's already done that. If they have, I'm going to look it up and see if they have. Either 4chan has done it or Know Your Meme has done it. One of the two. Know Your Meme actually seems to have original content, unlike basically everywhere else. Oh cool, I got Martian attack for once. But yeah, no, Min Min's great. I love her. Let's see. Who was next on our list? Yes, I know I should have this prepared. Okay. Now there's only new characters. So then there was Helix. The entire fucking just so the whole trailer I was confused because I kept seeing the weird slimy character that was never announced before now, and I'm like, what is that? Yes, Biff is amazing. I love Biff. I hope Biff is, like, somehow shoehorned into everything except for like straight versus fights. Unless he consistently has the narrative style that we got there, that we heard from him, or commentator style that we heard from him when Min Min was announced. If we get that, I love it. Give me more Biff. But yeah, throughout the whole trailer, I was confused because there was the slimy dude, and I'm like, well, that was never announced. Was that Kid? That was not Kid Cobra. And then when Helix was announced, it clicked. I guess that was Nintendo's sort of weird not hint that they'd just be announcing a ton of characters today. But yeah, Helix looks like he's going to be so weird to was he announced earlier? My bad. But yeah, Helix looks like he's gonna be so weird to play. Like, I'm struggling to figure out how they're going to do his stretchy. Like, are they going to have it so that he can't jump and instead his jump button is stretch up? Is that how they're going to do it? That could be interesting. Nintendo should stop quiet announcing things. I don't notice when they quiet announce things because I don't... Yeah, I'm horrible. Pinball, go. Don't play this game with me. So, and then there's... But no, that can't be right either, because we do see Helix jump. I think we see him jump rather than just get knocked around. There's also his gloop, where he becomes... He also has what seems to be a unique weapon element in the form of blinding. Something's up with that. Helix is so weird. Like, he just feels really out of place. And he doesn't even feel... And then there's his lore thing that makes him feel even more out of place. Because it's like, yeah, we tried to Super Soldier and, we got this. We're not sure what this is, but we got it. We do have to have one weird guy. Helix, and then there's Bark and Bite, which, oh my god, the fact that they're actually called that. I should have expected this. Pokemon Gen 7 should have prepared me for Bark and Bite, but no. Bark and Bite, that's going to be meta as fuck, let me tell you. Especially in team battles. Now, what I'm curious about, their lore thing, RoboCop with RoboDog. Okay, why not? Not much effort was put on you, was it? But with Bark and Bite, here's where I think they're going to be meta, is specifically in team fights, because those are already hectic enough with you having to be careful not to whack your ally in the side or the back. And then you have this third little asshole running around, just tripping you up. And the one thing that I'm really curious about with Bark and Bite is they said, Bark does his own thing. He just runs around doing his own thing. Does that mean we can't change his weapon? Like, will Bark and Bite have a third weapon slot exclusively for what Bark uses? Yeah, you are. I'll talk more about that when I'm done unpacking the characters. I'll get to all the different modes. Bear with me, I have a way I'm doing this. Because unlike Nintendo, I'm not going to fucking segment shit the way they did, because I get wanting to do it for a presentative style. I'm not doing this in a presentative style. I'm not doing it in an analytical style. I'm giving my opinions in the form of Pinball. That is the title of the series. It could always be that, I don't know. Bark and Bite, they have my interest, even though I don't think I'll play as them. I'll talk, if anyone wants to know, I'll talk in the end. About what I would actually play. Also, Bark and Bite, their names are spelt really weird. Bark is spelt with a Q, and Bite is a robot, so of course they went for the programming joke. And then there was the character at the end that I saw the most hype for out of anyone. Who needs arms when you have hair? Twinlet is great. I love her. It seemed, and the fact that her special thing is just, no, I'm just gonna be Neo now. Everything around me is in slow-mo. I'm just gonna dodge to the side and whack you. Yeah. Crap, what was her name again? Hair braids. Twinlet confirmed Umbra Witch. It's great. 11th Ancestor. You're Bayonetta fan. Unless you bailed on me. Probably bailed on me, bastard. He'll be back. He always comes back. So, she's great. Don't remember what the hell her lore was. I think they just didn't show weapons for her or Bark and Bite, honestly. But yeah, I think her lore pretty much came down to, all that glitters is gold and I'll buy the Stairway to Heaven or some shit. I don't know. She came off as stereotypical rich person, but I don't care because hair. I'm not even hyped for her for the same reason everyone else is. People are just like that thick. And I'm like, hair! Brilliant! Yes, I want fucking Booneri. No, Diggersby playable in this. Although I think Lupini did the hair fist thing too in the anime, I think? Something like that. So, that's all the characters. And then there are the different modes. Versus. Okay. Team mode. Team mode's neat. I told you guys he'd be back. So team fight is... I like the way they're going about team fight. Friendly fire is always on, which I think is good. I can't, for the life of me, think of a way to turn... to make it so that friendly fire being off works with the way they did up team fight. And I think that's intentional. Looks to me like they very purposefully made it in such a way where not being able to hurt your allies would just make the mode more clunky. And also there's the tether. I don't... It's there. It seems to affect things. I genuinely don't know what the tether does. I don't know what it's there for. They mentioned something about how if you explode, your ally explodes too. I don't know if that means you only need to KO one person to take out the enemy team or not. I don't know if that means elemental weapon effects are shared between allies when inflicted on one of them. I don't understand, really. So yeah, that was a thing. Thanks, Pinball. Yeah, and then they added volleyball. V-ball, excuse me, it's volleyball. It's weird, cheesy volleyball. We're like, I'm not across the net, but your fist is, but I can stretch. No. Actually, that is, did show, I believe, Ninjara throwing someone. And when he threw them, it didn't seem to be affected at all. Or no one or the tether didn't seem to change anything with throws. I don't get it. Not sure why that was. But yeah, V-ball's great. I'll probably play a lot of volleyball in it. Volleyball, it's about what you expect for volleyball. Keep it in the air. If it lands, kaboom. Because arms, it doesn't really need to be on your side to whack it. So yeah, volleyball's great, about what I expect. And then, and Ladrie, you were talking about how this game, was going to become throw spam, right? I will happily get into that DMC versus Bayonetta comparison after I explain the next mode. So, then if talking about grab spam, then there's hoops. The mode where punching people genuinely doesn't matter. Because why punch someone and go for the 3-throw when you can just dunk a bitch? Like, really? Excuse you, game. Also, I remember in a lot of the earlier things, they didn't bring it up this time, but in a lot of earlier things, they did mention that Ninjara had sort of a special thing going on with his throw. I wonder if that means he'll be be better in hoops? Maybe? I know hoops also pretty much invalidates, what is it? It pretty much invalidates Master Mummy's entire gimmick. Master Mummy's gimmick doesn't matter. Ignores hit stun? Don't take hit stun when you're thrown. Heal when guarding? Healing from what? It seems to be time-based, not health-based, maybe point-based. Definitely not health-based. Master Mummy is kind of pointless in that mode. I could also see Stretchy, Helix, being kind of meh in that mode as well. Because, yeah, you stretch in weird ways. Get dunked. Crap, what was her name again? Why is it the one I'm the most hyped for is the only one I can't remember her freaking name? Twintel. I've been saying it wrong this whole time, but Twintel, she'll be fucking strong in hoops though, because of her gimmick. Just, hey, witch time, bitch. Oh yeah, also, I'm saying that she's more of a Bayonetta clone than a Devil May Cry clone because her gimmick is literally fucking witch time. I'm going to make a bubble around me that practically speaking freezes everything coming at me, move about freely while that's active, and then counter. And all doing this using hair powers. Twintel is a fucking Umbra Witch. No one can tell me otherwise. Hair. Since you seem to be back in chat, do you have anything else you want to add to that, since I have quite solidated my opinion? Or did he go quiet again? Oh well. Let's see. What was next on the agenda for Nin 10? So, and then there was Killshot. Cool. Killshot's neat. It's a shooting gallery. 8 out of 10. IGN. 1 on 100. They hinted at this mode having a multiplayer function. I don't quite, I can't blame you for having Ninjara as your main. Ninjara's pretty cool. Probably the best character out of the initial release, initial revealed roster. Probably Ninjara was the best. I was hyped for Ninjara until Min Min came out. But no, 1 on 100, I like this. Playing as Helix in that mode would be weird, since it seems like all the enemies are also Helix, but at the same time not Helix. Like, they just kind of took his model and used it for other things. Which, okay. Why not? Sure thing. See, Ladrie has taste. He is a maining ramen goddess. Fucking weebs, both of you. Arms test and training. Thank you, Nintendo, for doing the smart and giving us a practice mode. This is necessary in every game with a competitive aim, is to have a practice mode. There are games being made to this day that are competitively aimed with no practice mode. Admittedly, fair bit of these started on arcade. I get not having a practice mode in an arcade game. ARMS isn't an arcade game. Thank you, Nintendo. Also, randomly choosing ARMS setups. I will probably use that a lot. What's a good combination for me? Random. This is not it. Random. This is not it. Random. This is it. You know, Ladrie, just because you said that, I might main Helix now. I want to learn his wonky nonsense. And I would main Twintel, but I feel like everyone's gonna main Twintel. And I don't want to get and I don't want to get banned from top tier Smash for abusing Witch Time. Wait, no, wrong game. Let's see. And then let's see, what else was there? And then there's the Grand Prix. The Grand Prix is cool. Okay, arcade boss. That's neat. Cool that there's an arcade boss. I was expecting. Admittedly. Hey, Machi, sticking to your strengths. I commend you. I was expecting the arcade boss to literally be a mirror match. Because it would be so easy for that. Because Helix already exists. With his lore. I could see them very easily being like, oh, your arcade boss is yourself. Because reasons, I guess. Government experiment or holograms, I don't know. Yeah. if anyone has any theories on what the fuck is up with Final Boss, hit me up. I got nothing. Maybe I'll rewatch the video, or I'll just watch Game Explain's video on it and hear what they're thinking. Who knows? Far as I can tell, kinda reminds me of Yondu from Guardians of the Galaxy. Is Final Boss of Arms going to be dangerous because if he whistles, suddenly a third arm comes out of fucking nowhere? Are we gonna have to deal with whistle stick and arms? Because I don't want to do that. Let's see. I like Party Match. I like the concept of Party Match. You know, every room you have at least 2 games going on at once and everyone's just put together. Kind of curious what the algorithms are gonna be. No, I have not. That is on the agenda. With some luck, I will possibly maybe be seeing it while it's in theaters. In other words, with some luck, I will stop being lazy. I could have seen it today, but I didn't feel like actually, you know, leaving home and taking an hour-long whatever into town. Let's see. I'm aiming... If I can convince myself to leave early enough, I'll see Guardians 2 tomorrow. Either way, beyond that, overall multiplayer seems good. Party mode is nice. Yeah, hoping online actually works. Wireless is... I like how they're handling wireless. Standard fare, I suppose. Did they talk about anything else? Oh yeah. Also, free updates. Holy shit. Nintendo. I hope you set a new precedence with this. Okay. So, I am not hyped for free updates to the game for the reason why most people would be. Damn it. I also want 20-person. If you guys want me to talk Splatoon, there was a Splatoon thing at the end of the ARMS Direct. I didn't watch it because I don't care, but there was an ARMS thing. Or Splatoon thing in ARMS. Yeah, 20-person ARMS sounds great. I feel bad you jumped in right at the end here. Oh well.
So how about you guys stop forming by now?
See, I have like 3 people that join in relatively early. And then one asshole who just can't leave me the hell alone.
Hello.
And then like everyone else always joins at the end of my videos. Sir, have you considered changing your sleep schedule specifically around the like minuscule chance I'll actually stream? Yeah. I hope so. But the reason I'm hyped for free updates is actually because of Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I know that seems really weird and unrelated, but hear me out. So Marvel vs. Capcom 3 never got updated beyond screw you, have faith in me. I stream usually about weekly. So Capcom had the brilliant thought, and this is why Marvel vs. Capcom 3 was never updated beyond its Ultimate Edition. Because Capcom thought that a versus fighter would not benefit from DLC and microtransactions, assumedly because no one cared enough to buy costumes. And obviously, if no one cares enough to buy costumes, they don't want more characters. Because, thank you, Capcom, that was a brilliant era for you, you fucks. So I'm excited for ARMS, which is, I would consider a versus fighter of sorts. I guess more an arena fighter than anything else. I'm excited for having free updates because I want it to set a fucking precedence that people like it when you expand on versus fighters across a long period of time. Something that the gaming industry is, yes, starting to catch on to, but what's the current one that's been doing that the most? Oh yeah, fucking Dissidia. Only one off the top of my head that's updating like that currently. I mean, sure, Tekken, I think, also updates somewhat regularly. Oh, but you have to pre-order to get the update. Fuck you, Namco. Damn it. Complete edition, my act. Or complete experience, my ass. Son of a bitch. Either way. Updating characters, updating the roster, updating stages where that's relevant. Basically, a while ago, Capcom shit the bed and thought that adding more game to a game isn't what gamers wanted, and now I want more companies to add more games to their games to show that players want more game, not more cosmetics. Is that so bad of me? Does Street Fighter do that? I haven't heard anything of Street Fighter doing that. Like, I know 4 did that to an extent. I haven't heard anything about 5 being updated. Does 5 have arcade mode yet? Did that ever happen? Did they ever fix their netcode? Oh, Capcom. Did they just add another character? Huh. Okay. Well, shows what I know. Still. Oh, trust me, I fully intend to let 5 just no longer exist in my reality. I will replace every reality where Street Fighter 5 exists with my reality where it doesn't. Also, I'm going to say Overwatch and Call of Duty is different in this case because I'm talking specifically about fighters. People have known for a while now, because of Call of Duty, that people like more game in their game when it comes to shooters. And I imagine people, and because Bethesda, people have known that for a while too about adventure games. Although Bethesda's the only one who ever really capitalized on that. But hey, Shivering Isles best expansion, Oblivion best magic system, fight me. For people who own a Switch, since like all 2 people who I know own a Switch are in chat right now. ARMS Global Test Punch. Don't exactly know how it's gonna work, but you can play ARMS before it comes out for free. It's great. No, I haven't started the Cthulhu anime yet because the site I've been watching it on is being annoying, so instead I'm running through Assassination Classroom. Stress tests are great. Okay, also, die now, keep in mind, oh god, now I understand why you don't like people saying your name on stream. But, oh yeah, they talk about right at the end of the ARMS Direct. Go watch the ARMS Direct. Do it. It's great. Then rewatch my video from the beginning so you can hear me prattle on about it and constantly get sidetracked.
Sounds like you.
So, Call of Duty players. I'll fuck your ARMS Direct. But still, keep in mind Call of Duty players aren't really representative of actual gamers because of, yeah. Most people who play Call of Duty don't actually play games. They're sort of like the modern equivalent of Madden players, now that I think about it. Oh, EA, I can't wait to see you fucking tank because no one's buying Madden. Which will never happen because Madden will always sell. Sort of like how Konami will never die because of Yu-Gi-Oh! And that frustrates me to no end. Konami die, so you can give Bomberman to Nintendo. And I guess if they've gotten their shit together by then, give Castlevania and Silent Hill to Capcom, because Capcom apparently wants to make Silent Hill more than they want to make Resident Evil. And please, please, for the love of God, give me, if you're going to go in the direction of making a 3D action game, give me a Castlevania that plays like Devil May Cry. Holy shit. Alternatively, give Castlevania to Platinum. Nothing else needs to be said. Hey man, like I say, Madden games sell a surprising amount. And then I think that's everything directly covered in the Direct. Walked in on that. Also, single-player trailer for Splatoon 2 at the end. Woo for Splatoon, guys! I'm not a Splatoon guy. I probably would be a Splatoon guy if I ever actually did end up getting the Wii U like I wanted to. I will get the Switch this time, though. Believe me, Nintendo, I haven't abandoned you. I'm just a broadcast nigga. Sorry. Sorry, Master Shigeru Miyamoto. But yeah. Also, regarding what I will probably do, I can see myself running 2 builds. Not familiar with Kamiko. Elaborate on that while I explain current tangent. So, if I get ARMS, I will get ARMS if I get a Switch. If I get a Switch, and therefore get ARMS. I would probably do one of 2 things. Where either... let me look through character list again real quick. Yeah. I will either main Helix just to be that guy who intentionally runs the most awkward freaking character in the game. And I'll probably do the Bloop Shield combination that they saw. I will get Mario Kart 8 as well. Not familiar... Titan Souls? Not familiar with that game either, but With Helix, actually, I don't think I'll use his shield. I think they mentioned Helix had an ice dragon? Later, Lidri. I think they mentioned he had an ice variant of Min Min's dragon, so I'd probably run that alongside the Bloop. So, Bloop a bitch. Send out for the blind, and then send out another Bloop while whacking them with the dragon. So that they'll just be like, Dixo, you're a dick! One of these days, also, I'll actually remember to change my bottom thing there. I'm sorry, guys. No, I don't.
No?
Don't lie to them. I did. Now you show back up. Sir.
Oh?
I'll either run Helix, or I might run Bite and Bark, as much as I don't really like them. Arms' story. Actually, no, shut up. Go watch the Arms Direct. They tell you what the story is in, like, the first minute. Not even minute, like, yeah, the first minute and a half of the Direct is literally just the lore. Go watch the Arms Direct. Short version, though, basically, Arms, all the playable characters with the exception of Mechanica. Oh. Go watch the direct. No. Story mode basically just seems to be your typical versus fighter fighting tournament. With each character having their own reason to enter. And I hope Min Min wins so she can get money for her ramen shop. Because praise be to ramen goddess Min Min.
Yes.
I'm also thinking I might run Bark and Bite. Or Bite and Bark. Mainly, but only if I can actually change what Bark's weapon is. Because what I want to do... What I want to do is have Bite run around using indirect weaponry. You know, just wonky stuff, especially if in every mode you can freely switch weapons. But run around with wonky weaponry, and then Bark will hop along, and out of its mouth goes, Megaton! Just giant fucking ball out of nowhere. Whack! It'd be great. Yeah. See, me and Machiruda are in sync here. Give him Master Mummy's Megaton. Confuse everybody. Just like, how do you fit that? Oh, Machi. You magnificent bastard. That's a great idea. Little pupper running around and then suddenly you're blind. Eat a dick. Suck on it. Drown. Probably going to end up playing every character at least once through the arcade mode, though. Just in case the Grand Prix actually has a story. But yeah. So that's pretty much all I have to say on the matter. 11th Ancestor. Do you have anything you wish to add regarding Direct?
Not really. I didn't
No?
watch it, so I don't have much of an opinion on the matter at the moment.
Allow me to share upon you some advice I was just sharing upon our watchers. Go watch it.
Okay, I will.
Go watch it. Hop in your time machine and come back to retroactively answer my question correctly.
I probably will.
Okay, there we go. We will prove time travel is real.
Haven't we already? Don't remember how, but yeah.
Did we?
I don't know. Maybe?
This will have to be looked into when I'm off stream.
Yes.
Does anyone in the audience have closing thoughts? Anything they want to ask me or want me to elaborate upon further? I will also, Machi, remind me to check out Kamiko once I'm off stream, so that I can properly answer your question on whether or not I plan on grabbing it. Senran Kagura is tempting.
Agreed.
I think I will mostly get it out of curiosity.
Right. I hear it's a decent hack and slash of some kind.
Like, it is a good hack and slash from what I've heard. It's... If Senran Kagura is what I think it is, if I remember right, I'm pretty sure it's just Devil May Cry Light. But...
Right.
I'm mostly curious because I remember hearing mention of the creator of Senran Kagura having fun with HD Rumble. And that is not what I wanted HD Rumble to be used for, openly. But, alright. Color me curious. Let's see. Also, I agree with Machi Ruda. That is a beautiful idea. And probably the main reason why they will disallow weapon mixing, and also probably the main reason why weapon mixing and matching might not be allowed in online multiplayer. You're stuck with the signatures because the game could get really, really stupid otherwise. And, you know, Nintendo believes in fun, only to a degree. So, I think if there's nothing really else for any of us to cover after this game, I will probably end off my thing, video, stream, whatever. Look up stuff, and then probably go back to watching and trying to finish up today Assassination Classroom, Unless the anime site I use is still, flipping out on me. That's the word. Okay. To clarify what I said earlier, what I meant by mixing and matching is using things outside of that character's main three. Yes, of course they're still going to allow you to choose between that character's main three. So what I'm talking about isn't so much Springman only being able to use his Fire Fists, as more he can use Fire Fist and Boomerang or Fire Fist in his triple shot, but he can't say Chakram and Slamamander. Throwing out random example. Also, I got the feeling Springman players will be boring. Springman is boring. But it's okay. We need one boring character in every game. For the sake of the new guys. You know, the new guys who just, like, want someone that's easy to get into. Springman is boring. Jesus Christ, Machi. I can't tell if that's a horrible or a brilliant idea. Especially considering that if Ice Dragon works the way Min Min's normal dragon does, then you're gonna run into a problem of the dragons having reload time. Like, yeah, you can use them whenever, but you have to let them cool, but the more time between, or you let them have between uses, the more powerful they are. Sort of like, Rob's neutral B, if anyone actually plays Rob in Smash. Or, Wario's down B, if anyone actually uses that. Double Dragon on Min Min. That is totally a thing. There is nothing Nintendo can do to disallow that, aside from something spectacularly dumb. So, yeah, go in and prove that Min Min is not only a ramen goddess, but is the dragon goddess of ramen. Awaken the fucking dragon. I also really want to play a lot of King Cobra, exclusively to figure out what the hell his thing even is. Because what is Kid Cobra? Machi, what have you done? We are talking about arms. You may have just shown us that what is underneath that mummy's bandages is Mayan instead of European or Egyptian. You fool. Thanks, Pinball. Yeah, I got the feeling Min Min builds will pretty much come down to, okay, what are you using besides Dragon? With that one guy going, well, I'm not gonna use Dragon because Dragon's not nearly as cool as everyone says he is. And then everyone being like, okay, well, you're being stupid, shut up. Dragon is amazing. Fuck you. Okay. Good job, me. So there we go. We found the group's Bayonetta main. Because who needs arms when you have hair? Ah, I forgot about her parasol. Her parasol's great. Parasol, best guard weapon. This is to be considered. Actually, I got the feeling guard plus dragon builds are probably going to be fairly strong. Actually, no. Paradragon would be wasted on Min Min because of her unique character thing. She doesn't need guard weapons because she can just flip kick them away. And I'm pretty sure the flip kick has a lower cooldown than waiting for your shield to come back. You just actually need to be good at the game. That said, why be good at the game when you can just play Master Mummy? You don't need to be good at the game to play Master Mummy. You just need to know how to turtle. And hope that you don't get grabbed like a bitch. Oh. I accept your counter-argument. I do not agree with your counter-argument, but I accept it and have no refute of my own. Excuse me while I run only shields on the turtle. Fuck you and fuck everyone you know. That's beautiful. So, Machi, do you agree with double para or double shield on Master Mummy being top meta? Because I think that should be top meta. Hey man, you want to talk great mirror matches? Watch X-Death mirror matches in Dissidia. That's a proper, turtle mirror match. Also a great way to find out why people joke about X-Death being a car. Okay, I think after this game, I'm probably gonna go regardless. Yes! Wait. God. Hold on. What? Machi, important question here. What if... if X-Death is a tree, then would fossilized wood being his face count as a stone mask?
Maybe.
Because that means he could just insert the red stone of Aja just straight into his fucking head and get the effects, which is terrifying. And he doesn't need that buff. Oh, they've already all but confirmed that custom games are going to be a thing. You just actually need to have a second Switch to do it. Or at least a second Switch.
No, Dick, so he isn't the tree. You are.
I am not the tree. No. I can't be tree because I'm playing Wolfbot.
Fair.
Also, there's probably going to be people who watch my streams later on, now that I realize it, and be like, oh, what are all of these in-jokes that people are doing? Well, not all of them are in-jokes. No, I'm pretty sure, Deekso, that you speak in, like, 80% in-jokes on your streams. Yeah, because, like, my streams are twice as long as what I'm actually freaking discussing or doing on them. We all remember that episode of Let's Not Play Devil May Cry 4. This is half the reason why I want to play Bite and Bark. Because I identify as RoboCop with Canine Woofer bot thing. It was my best episode, because it was the episode where I didn't actually play the game. I just sat there after the mission, doing nothing.
To be fair, it was kind of a short mission.
You mean like all of the missions?
Yeah.
I think there's like 2 missions in that game that's decently lengthed.
Right.
Excluding my purchase of getting lost, and one of those is a board game.
Right. You mean like my least favorite mission in the game?
Yeah, board game boss rush.
Yep.
Anyways, I'm heading off because fuck you guys, stream's over.